I'm Alessandra with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a look at the TCX women's Tourer Gore-Tex boots available at RevZilla.com. So the TCX women's Tourer Gore-Tex boots are going to be a 2 to 3 season warm weather boot. And the reason that we say warm weather when we usually don't categorize boots is because these boots have a fair amount of mesh work throughout them to really cool you down during those hotter months. That said, they are also waterproof, which means that they're windproof. So depending on your climate, you could stretch these into some of the colder times of the year. Again, it really just depends on your location and your own personal comfort level. Before we get into the details of the boots though, let's talk about sizing. These are a size 38 and they fit me spot on. I'm a US 7.5 and I almost always wear a 38, so pretty true to size. One thing that I will note though that I think is important is that they're a little bit wider. That's really nice if you are wearing these in the hotter months of the year because your feet, when they sweat typically and are hot, tend to expand a little bit. So having that room is crucial, and especially if you just have wide feet in general, these are going to be a great option for you. Of course though, if you have any concerns about fit, don't forget that orders over $39 ship for free. And as always, if you want to see what other women's boots are available at RevZilla, click and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So let's get into the boots themselves. So these off the bat are going to be cowhide leather with the mesh that's backed by Cordura. So these might look familiar, and that's because there's another version of these boots that are around the $200 price points, and those are synthetic. These are going to come in just under $300, and they're going to have actual cowhide leather. And the reason why you might want cowhide versus a synthetic, some of it might be personal reasons, but the other thing would just be that leather breaks in a little bit differently over time. With that in mind, let's get into the boot itself. So if we start here at the shin, you're going to have that leather overlay, and you're going to have a reinforced shank here behind, just to give you a little bit more protection. Below that, you're going to have this mesh, and right here in particular, you're going to have accordion mesh, and that gives you a little bit more flex in the front, a little bit better range of motion. At the toe here, you're going to have a reinforced toe box, and then you're also going to have a shifter pad to protect the leather. And if we go to the side, this is where you're going to get most of the mesh and most of the airflow for this boot. Again, it's backed by Cordura, so you're going to get a little bit more protection because, you know, if you hit the ground, you don't want just mesh there, but it's still going to flow a ton of air and really cool down that waterproof barrier underneath. Now at the back of the boot, you're also going to have reflective here along that reinforced heel, and then some additional accordion stretch here to give you a little bit more flex in the back as well. If we go to the inside of the boot, you're going to have a Velcro closure. All right, so one of the things that I like about this is that along the zipper here, you're going to get some additional elastic. So if you're familiar with motorcycle boots in general, ones that have zippers, sometimes it's really tough to open and close them and get in. I mean, motorcycle boots are already hard to break in a lot of the time in general. Having this little bit of elastic, it's a small detail, but it's something that's going to make it a lot easier to get the boots on and off. Then if we open up a little bit further, you have the gaiter here. It runs about 2/3 the way up the boot, and the overall height of the boot is about 10 inches. Then on the inside here, you're going to get a little bit of mesh, and that's to give you a little bit more moisture wicking. So go ahead and close these up. What you don't see on this side or the other side of the ankle is going to be ankle cups. So you get them on both sides to give you some additional protection. Now, probably the most important part of the boot for me on this particular one is going to be the sole. So if you look at this grip pattern here, you have it going in lots of different directions. That's going to give you a lot better grip. And for me, that's really important because I'm short and my bike is heavy. So having a little bit more control and being able to really plant my feet in the ground is important. And then of course, it's great to have that additional grip when you're on the bike as well. But what's really great about this boot is the guts on the inside. This is probably what gets me the most excited about this boot. So you have 3 different layers. The first is going to be the sole that we discussed with this grip pattern. The second is going to be the shank. Now the shank is not new for TCX. In fact, they've had a shank for a while. Most boots do, and they've always had a fairly rigid side-to-side shank that you can't crush. And this is what makes the boot CE rated. But what's new about this particular shank is these 3 flex points. This is gonna make the shank a little bit more walkable and more comfortable over time. I mean, these are touring boots, so the idea is that you're gonna be in them for a long time, you're gonna be walking around, getting on and off the bike, so having a little bit of more flex is gonna make these more comfortable long term. In terms of the next layer, this is probably my favorite layer. Again, I'm short, I'm petite. Having a little bit more height is awesome. It gives me a little bit more leverage over the bike. So all combined with this insert here, you're getting 2.5 additional inches of lift. And it's pretty comfortable as well. So all in all, this is a pretty awesome option from TCX. It's a great option for tours. I personally think that having the Gore-Tex, especially long term, knowing the warranty with Gore-Tex is going to be a lifetime warranty, is really going to be a great investment. So overall, I think these are a really great option, especially with the Gore-Tex. They're going to make them a really great investment. That said, if you want to see what other women have to say about the TCX Women's Tourer Gore-Tex boots, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device and see what they're saying in their reviews at RevZilla.com. If you want to speak to one of our lady gear geeks, give us a call at 877-792-9455 or shoot us an email at cs@RevZilla.com. Thanks for taking a look at the TCX Tourer Women's Gore-Tex boots. I'm Alessandra. I'll see you on the road.